along with her son Arsin Shalom Tahubali, who was in his early 20s at the time. She was also accused of organizing the kidnap and rape of Tutsi women and girls. Tahubali, who was in early 20s at the time of genocide, was also found guilty and sentenced to life. 4 other local officials got between 25 years and life in prison. Girl 9 strapped with bombs says the Taliban made her do it. Pakistani police say they have detained a 9-year-old schoolgirl allegedly strapped with a bomb and told to blow up a police checkpoint in the country's troubled northwest. Although her intentions could not be confirmed independently, it was the first time such a young girl has been reported carrying explosives in Pakistan and could signal a disturbing new tactic for the Taliban and other militants. She was arrested about 50 meters from the Islam Darra police checkpoint on the outskirts of Taimargara, the main town in the district of Lower Dhir, where Pakistan in 2009 fought to put down a Taliban insurgency. Police said the girl claimed to have been abducted several days ago in the main northwestern city of Peshawar and to have been taken to Lower Dhir near the Afghan border. She was wearing 8 kilograms of explosives, which was quite heavy for her age. Her body language was suspicious, Kwasi Jamelur Rahman, the regional police chief, said. She's an innocent schoolgirl and was scared. She's with us and we are trying to reach her family, Rahman added. The girl appeared on the national television wearing blue and white school uniform. They kept me in a house. They told me to push the button when I reached near the policeman, she told reporters during a press conference. Police said they were hunting those responsible. Suicide attacks carried out by women and children are very rare in Pakistan, but militant groups have frequently used teenage boys. On December 26, 2010, a burqa-clad female suicide bomber struck a UN food distribution point and killed 43 people in Ghar, the main town in the Rashti Bajau tribal region bordering Afghanistan. Nearly 4,500 people have been killed across Pakistan in attacks blamed on Taliban and other Islamist extremist networks based in the tribal belt since government troops stormed a radical mosque in Islamabad in 2007. Super sand to help clean up dirty drinking water. Contaminated water can be cleaned much more effectively using a novel cheap material, say researchers. Dubbed super sand, it could become a low-cost way to purify water in the developing world. The technology involves coating the grains of sand in an oxide of a widely available material called graphite, commonly used as lead in pencils. The team describes the work in the American Chemical Society Journal of Applied Materials and Interfaces. In many countries around the world, access to clean drinking water and sanitation facilities is still limited. The World Health Organization states that just 60% of the population in sub-Saharan Africa and 50% of the population in Oceania islands in the tropical Pacific Ocean use improved sources of drinking water. The graphite-coated sand grains might be a solution, especially as people have already used sand to purify water since ancient times. 16 dead in landslides in Sikkim. 16 people in northeast India have been killed by landslides triggered by heavy monsoon rains, a senior police official said. The deaths occurred overnight in villages perched on steep mountain sides near the town of Ailing in the scenic Himalayan state of Sikkim. 14 people were buried alive when rolling debris piled on their houses. Senior police officer Jasbir Singh said by phone from Gangtok, capital city of Sikkim. Singh said a second landslide in the same town claimed 2 lives, damaged property and disrupted communications. Indian sailors freed by Somali pirates welcome home. 6 Indian sailors who were recently freed by Somali pirates after nearly 11 months in captivity have returned home to joyous celebrations. Family members greeted the sailors with sweets and marigold garlands at the international airport in Delhi. The men were part of the 22-member crew of the Panama-flagged MV Suez cargo ship. The vessel was hijacked on 2nd August last year. The hostages were released after $2.1 million was paid in ransom. The crew included 4 Pakistanis, 11 Egyptians and Sri Lankan. The negotiations with pirates were carried out by Ansar Bani, a Pakistani human rights activist. Mr. Bani raised the ransom money through the fundraising campaign. The sailors arrived in Pakistan's city of Karachi on Thursday, from where they were flown to Delhi on Friday morning. We'll move on to the business world. Tata becomes India's wealthiest group. Tata Group has become the country's wealthiest, with a market value higher than the combined wealth of the 2 Reliance conglomerates. The combined value of Reliance Groups, led by feuding brothers Mukesh and Anil Ambani, is $81.6 billion. The Tata Group, led by Ratan Tata, is worth $98.7 billion according to the company. The change is partly the result of the strengthening share prices of almost 30 listed Tata companies. These firms are in the range of industries from energy to chemicals, but it's also due to a fall in the market value of Ambani Brothers firms over the past year. The Reliance Group of companies has faced challenging times as company ruined by family feuds and disputes. Run by Mukesh Ambani's brother Anil, the telecoms company has faced a slump in its share price as a result of high-profile scandal involving licenses for second-generation phones. Tata's elevation to India's most valuable quoted company indicates a market reversal from a year ago in the fortunes of the Tata and Reliance Groups. Welcome to the world of science. Type 2 diabetes in newly diagnosed can be reversed. An extreme 8-week diet of 600 calories a day can reverse type 2 diabetes in people newly diagnosed with the disease, says a Diabetology study. Newcastle University researchers found the low-calorie diet reduced fat levels in the pancreas and liver, which helped insulin production return to normal. 7 out of 11 people studied were free of diabetes 3 months later, say findings published in the journal. More research is needed to see whether the reversal is permanent, say experts. Type 2 diabetes affects 2.5 million people in the UK. It develops when not enough insulin is produced in the body, or insulin that is made by the body doesn't work properly. When this happens, glucose, a type of sugar, builds up in the blood instead of being broken down into energy or fuel which the body needs. The 11 participants in the study were all diagnosed with type 2 diabetes within the previous 4 years. They cut their food intake drastically for 2 months, eating only liquid diet drinks and non-starchy vegetables. After 1 week of the diet, researchers found that the pre-breakfast blood sugar levels all participants had returned to normal. MRI scans of their pancreas also revealed that the fat levels in the organ had decreased from around 8%, an elevated level, to a more normal 6%. 3 months after the end of the diet, when the participants had returned to eating normally and received advice on healthy eating and portion size, most no longer suffered from the condition. And in sports, Roddick loses to Lopez in third round at Wimbledon. Andy Roddick's latest Wimbledon bid came to an end in the third round with 7-6 for 2, 7-6 for 2, 6-4 loss to Feliciano Lopez. Lopez, a two-time quarter-finalist at the All-England club, hit 22 aces to Roddick's 23 in a super serving display in centre court on Friday. The 8th-seeded Roddick has reached the final 3 times in his 11 visits to the All-England club. He ended the match with a 7-0 record against Lopez, his most recent win coming at Queen's ahead of Wimbledon. Roddick saved 1 match point when Lopez netted forehand. But the 44th ranked Spaniard sealed the win when Roddick went wide with a backhand. Now, before we close today's event of news analysis, let's have a recap of the main points. And there we end today's event. News analysis will continue in the coming weeks. Be with us. Thank you.